And we're back with some more Rimworld. We have recovered from our last few engagements. We've repaired we've repaired our walls up. We've got our doors up. All our defenses are back up and running, which is great. And for the time being, I am trying to get rid of the just ludicrous amounts of meat we've managed to acquire. So what I've done is I've got all these launch pads, or these, what do you call them, drop pods. And yep, we are going to launch those across the world map. Where are we going to send them? Well, we're going to send them down here to, what's it called, Rimton. Once we get there, we're going to sell some of this stuff off, and hopefully we can get rid of a bunch of this meat. How much did we bring with us? 1,500. Yes, that's a lot of meat. Well, we're going to see how much money we can make. Unfortunately, not a lot for 1,500. It's not worth that much, but it does allow us to pick up 40 components. At the same time, it's helping to clear out our fridges back home. If we do go back home, what I want to do is I want to load back up all the drop pods and get rid of all of this meat except for maybe the mega slots. Keep the mega slots around. They're going to give us plenty of meat, and I need to do it quickly because it's keeping the doors jammed open, which is driving the temperatures in my fridge up. And I don't like when the temperatures in my fridges go up for some reason. Oh, wait, yeah, it's because of that giant infestation that almost killed me. Now I remember. Yeah, that was it. So we're going to get one of these, and we are going to load up a... Nope. Yeah, we're going to launch this group. We are going to fill it full of as much meat as we can possibly cram. That right there is a stupid amount of meat to cram into one of these things. This is just one drop pod. We are going to load up one drop pod with that, and then we're going to butcher up the rest of these things. I've made some minor modifications to the butchery so that we won't butcher up the mega slots anymore, and we're just going to butcher up all the other stuff that's there. Hopefully we can clean this out pretty quickly. But this may not be my most efficient use of my time, but I don't let this meat go to waste. It seems like just wrong somehow. We now get to find out just exactly how much money it's worth when you send a full transport pod full of meat. Well, okay, we were shy about 16 bear meat. 6,162, though I did sell off a few berries that were salvaged, so 6,150? Lord. And that's just from some random meat because of so many manhunters. Manhunters can actually be quite valuable. All of this materials here on the left, except for the package, survival meals, all the neutronamine, the components, advanced components, plaspeal, psychic shock lance, the beer, the silver, all of that. We got all of that just from meat. That was all of we used to purchase. That's pretty good for meat trading. Now we're going to send along another, great, a disease. Panoxycillin blocked plague on. Oh, that's why panoxycillin, that's why I like it. It may be expensive, it may be a waste of time, but when you have this much money, saving that many pawns from getting sick, totally worth it. Just totally worth it. Anyway, trade-wise, items-wise, we have got all of this. Oh, you know what? I'll trade this away, then we'll have a look through what we've managed to get so far. I feel like I should point out, if you do capture any bio-coded equipment now, you can't sell them. Yep. Trade-wise, it would appear they're not a sellable item. So scrap them, demolish them, do whatever you want. I am just going to dump these. It's not worth sending these back to base to be scrapped. Oh well. So far, this is what our take-home is going to look like. 60 components, 10 advanced components. You know what? We're going to do some more trading, and we're going to see how ludicrous we can get this one trade run. Let's see just how much we can take out of this place. This caravan is getting a little out of control. We've got way too much resources tied up in this, and I'm worried it's going to get attacked. I'm going to do one quick trade there, then we're going to get out of here, and we're going to transport pod back. Now, I don't like normally doing that, but I'll show you why I don't like normally doing that, but we're going to transport this whole group back by... Ooh, quest expired? Yeah, never mind. We're going to transport pod the whole group back here, just to save on resources. Well, actually, maybe just send the resources back in the area everyone else can walk. There's just too... That caravan's gotten way too big and way too expensive. Way too risky. After a ludicrous amount of trading, we have come away with, well, a lot of junk. I don't know if I should have went with the neutronamine looking back. I think I'm better off just buying the panoxycillin. It weighs less, but the neutronamine was just a habit. Yeah, from now on, no more of that. I'll just buy that if it comes by in trade chips. But loads of components, advanced components, shock lances, a couple of neurotrainer mech serums, because that always helps. A few extra doomsday rocket launchers, they come in really handy. An architect leg. Yeah, this all went really well. Now we just have to get it all back home without getting murdered. That's the tricky part. Now we want to get 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe say 5 chunks away from here. And then we can set up a new, we'll set up a little colony sort of thing, and we'll use that colony to build some drop pods and launch back to base. Got worms? Oh. Subletta. Ooh. And you're on the trail as well. You know what? That's going to make it a little bit slower. But we'll manage. We'll manage. How's our fridge looking? Our fridge is looking absolutely beautiful, of course. And we've managed to replace all of our industrial area. We have 2 fully functional fabrication benches here, several benches that are all related to tailoring. We wanted lots and lots of tailoring going on, and that we do have. You know what? I think I'm missing 1 tailoring bench. It's the only way I can consume all of the material we get out. Like, if you look here, we just have this much bear skin, and we haven't had a chance to turn it into dusters yet. I should really go through someday I'll do a little side thing on what I set here and what priorities I set up and how all of these are configured. But for the time being, let's just know we're building a lot of dusters, a lot of money, and a lot of resources are coming in this industrial area. We've also put in some more backup industry here and here. But let's see if we can't make ourselves a little return home. First thing we do is we split the caravan in half and we get sugar on their own and we create a little settlement. Okay. Now we have our little settlement here. It's time to drop in some supplies. All we want to do is build ourselves some transport pods and get out of here. We're now going to get this sugar. They're actually pretty decent at mining, and they're also decent at construction. Well, yeah, they're pretty good at both of those, and we're going to get them to build a pod launcher. You know what? That's enough of that. Stop that. Just come back here and finish this off. Need components. Ah, yes. You know what? We can scrounge up some components on this map as well. Why not? And this tiny, tiny little setup is producing a pod launcher. We're going to stick on a transport pod, and we're going to start launching gear back. It should hopefully cut down on the danger to our transport colony or our caravan if we get rid of most of the really expensive stuff and just, well, the expensive and light stuff and send it back ahead of us. And the reason I don't normally do this with everything is, well, yeah, that's some fuel we dropped in. This is going to be permanent, this colony. As in, it doesn't matter if I leave here and scrap the colony, they still keep existing. For example, these are previous colonies I made, abandoned settlements. This was the one that got a toxic fallout right after we had a horrible problem, and then I immediately had to scrap it and move on just so we could barely survive. But you can't colonize these spots again, and if you just keep doing this, you're going to leave the map littered with these things. I know there's probably a mod that can get rid of that or allow you to work around it, but I try to work inside the vanilla game mechanics, and this discourages you from just setting up pod launch locations and launching cargo back. But for this, I'm making an exception because, well, we had a rough week. We had a very, very rough week, and I want to make sure that this caravan makes it back alive. Now I have to get the resources back in here and into the transport pod, which can hold about 150 kilos. I just went and made a caravan. Get the caravan to go outside, merge up with the old one. So now we have both of them back in the same group again. So we split the caravan. We're going to get sugar to go again, and we're going to load them down with as much resources as we can possibly get them to carry so they can send it all back home. The most expensive stuff goes first. With that as our next little Sugar's caravan, we're going to... Wait, no. Wrong one. We want Sugar's caravan 2. Yeah, one tribesperson waiting out of food. Enter Caruso. Perfect. They've gotten there, they've entered, and then we just send them over here to start loading up this, setting up our new transport pod. I might have to fiddle around with this. I'm not sure if I have to drop them on the ground first. Oh, god damn it. Sugar's decided to have a sad wander. Recreation. Oh, I should have built him a hoopstone ring, shouldn't I? That was dumb. Okay, they're going to have a sad wander for a while loaded down with some of the most expensive equipment you can possibly load onto them. We'll come back when they stop being such a break risk. I might actually... You know what? I should probably transport pod someone in here to help out. No. We'll leave it for now. We'll worry about that in a minute. We'll wait until they recover from their sad wander and maybe get them some food and some recreation. In the meantime, I'll just go take care of some stuff back at home base. After they finally recovered, we got them to... They unloaded their stuff. They just dropped it on the ground and hopped into bed. So we loaded it up into the transport pod, and that's gone back home. Perfect. Problem solved. And where is there a mad rat? Never mind. Mad rat is taken care of. I launched it back here. It should land... Right, there we go. So we got a few bits and bobs, but a lot of very expensive equipment has returned home, which is exactly what we wanted. Now we're just going to go and send back maybe another stash. I think I'm going to need to send over some more fuel, though. I don't think they have enough fuel on the spot. Yeah, we'll send them over another 150 fuel. I think we can launch another couple of pods. Bring in the whole caravan. We can now. Drop them all off and... Mad rat. Dear Lord, where is there so many mad rats around here? You're going to mess with the guy who's... What are you armed with, Zubletta? Is that a minigun? Yeah, this will probably not go well for the rat. Yeah, minigun versus rat. Never going to go down too well. That should allow us to launch pretty much all of the major components back and most of the weaponry. That's a weight off my mind. So, Goodbye, transport pod, and go over here. And I think I launched it down there. Hopefully there's no roof over that. I don't think about a roof here. Boom. Everything there nice and close to the base. We can get that all tucked and tidied away. How are we looking on components? Jesus, we've actually caught up on component production. I think we can unsuspend advanced component production. We're ready to get back into, well, full-scale production of marine helmets and all of the bionics and all the stuff we need. I think we finally recovered. It took about an episode and a half, but we finally have. And the blight's spreading. Yeah, I had a blight a while back and I forgot to take care of it, didn't I? Much better. Nice clean fields. Okay, time to go back to, well, turning everyone into bionic psychopaths. And how did you get injured? What happened to you? Oh, I guess lost. Yeah, we're still cleaning out all the animals on the map. Ooh, there is so many animals here that are not dying yet. That is just unacceptable. I also want to get my hands on some horses. Since the patch, there's been quite a few changes. One of the ones is muffalos. Muffalos used to be great because they were a brilliant all-rounder. They give you wool. They were half as good as alpacas for giving you wool. But their wool was better than alpacas for sharp protection, meaning I made all my undershirts out of it. So if we grab someone here at random, go have a look at their gear, they're wearing a muffalo wool button-down shirt, and they should be wearing, well, they're wearing heavy fur pants, but they should be wearing muffalo wool button-down pants. I have those queued up so that there's always enough of those so that everyone, no matter who they are, has a chance at getting those. If they find something better that we pull off some raiders, that's fine, but by and large, muffalo wool pants, muffalo wool shirts. Because muffalo wool is just the best of all the ones that's not a plant. Otherwise, you're looking at devil strands, synth thread, all that stuff. However, they were half as good as well at producing milk, which meant they were half a cow and half an alpaca, which made them just so useful. And at the same time, they could also had carry capacity, meaning you could use them for caravans, you could use them for wool, and you could use them for milk. But since the patch, it seems, I've been advised that no animals now give both milk and wool, which means muffalo only give wool now, and they're just, I may have to find a new animal. I'm thinking horses for caravans, and maybe just keep around a few muffalo just for enough wool to keep my shirts going. Unfortunate. But, yeah, the game's changed. Also, when it comes to raids now only break once the 75% of the attackers have been killed. They won't break before that point, so you just have to... Well, you have to kill an awful lot more. Raids have become effectively 33% more difficult to break. I'm going to need to produce a better kill box. This one I've been working on for ages, but we've got so many setbacks over the time. Soon, though. Soon I'll be able to fill that with... Zubad and Kara. Oh, I forgot. I got to get these guys out of here, don't I? Yeah, one moment. Time to get these both out of here. Though at the same time, I'm going to have to send a transport pod over with food because I let them run out of food. Rare thrumbos. Where's this? Oh, not rare thrumbos here. I want them back at my base so I can make more dusters. Never mind. Well, now that we're off that segment of the world, we're going to have to demolish that square. I don't want to leave it behind. There's just... Otherwise, I'm going to start getting alerts about, there's heat waves, there's toxic fallout, there's attacks, all this stuff here. It sort of splits up the game. You don't really want two bases unless you're actually using two bases. I could also use it as a mining colony, just not bothered. So we're going to abandon that, which is unfortunate, and we're going to send everyone home. Though I'm going to have to give them some food because they're almost out and it's 3.7 days to their destination. Long before our people can make it back to base, unfortunately, we've got a bit of a pirate raid going on. Down here it is. Siege Tomahawk Men. And there's a few people who have relationships with my people, but who cares? They're dead is dead. So there's 131. I love the fact you can select all of them now to know exactly how many you're getting attacked by. 131 of them. And there's a lot of Doomsday Rockets. At least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. At least 6 of them. Oh, God. Right. This is a siege, though. That means they're going to set up somewhere. I don't know if they're going to try and set up in here and try and dig through my walls first, or they're going to set up over here, or maybe they're going to run around to... I think there was a setup point over here, maybe? I don't know. We'll see where they go. I'm going to get some people set up on our mortars first to get started. At the time being, though, we have a lot of people down with operations. The reason being... I went through and looked at them all, and some of them were missing legs, some of them were missing arms. It turns out I haven't been a very good overlord recently, and I've been missing a few amputations. So we'll be short a few people, but I think we'll be okay. We're going to mortar these people down, and hopefully we'll soften them up so badly that by the time they get through to our kill box, we'll be good to go. To also help with that, I've sent someone over here to open these doors. We're going to try, well, the theory is mortar them wherever they end up, whether it's here, here, or here. And then once they're mortared, they'll have to limp all the way around to the long way to here. And then by the time they get in here, any of the ones that were bleeding, we should hopefully have bled out along the way. And we should be able to lure them into this kill box and then annihilate them all. Well, that's the theory. Let's see how it works out in practice. They appear to be stopping over here, which... Yeah, it's a little bit sheltered, but we should be able to lob a bunch of shells in there and hopefully mincemeat them. Where are you guys? I'm going to take all our mortars. We're going to set a force target, and if we could hopefully spam one right in the middle. I don't want to target someone directly. I'd prefer to target the ground, but I don't think we're going to be able to squeeze in there. You know what? Target that person. Warning, one fire, set to hold fire. We'll get rid of that. At the same time, where is Hurtle? Hurtle is on their way up there to open the door. So once the... You know what? We'll hold fire until the door is open. We are going to stop forced attack, and we're going to hold fire. I want Hurtle to open the door first so they have somewhere to go. I don't want to have them trying to break in and then they suddenly smash through these doors. I'd prefer to take them on in a kill box if at all possible. Oh, Hurtle, you almost done? Yeah, I think Hurtle's almost done there according to the map. Go on. Almost done. God, this game is so slow sometimes. Okay, well, I've got it on the slow speed. Perfect. Mortar time. Now, let's see how much damage we can do. Oh, they're so bunched up. That is just... Please, please, please have one of them hit. I just want one of them to hit. Nope. Nope. This is why I like to set force targets. There? Yeah, there's on the ground. Perfect. Oh. Yes. Oh, man. How many of you are left alive? 95. That's some good killing. Oh, we took out 5 of the Doom. Did we hit every single Doomsday person with that volley? Oh, yes. Oh, no. There's one left alive. Is there? There's one person left for the Doomsday. Hey, that's fine by me. Let's hope we can get off another shot on them. Holy Christ, a lot of them died in that volley. Let's see where the next round hits. Come on. Come on. We'll call that, I think we'll call that well softened up. Dear Lord, they're mince-meated. The whole lot of them, God, absolutely mangled. Why are they still not attacked, though? I was really expecting them to continue attacking. You know what? We will, if they want to stand there and get hit, I think we'll just continue the volleys. Here come their drop pods for them to build stuff. Oh, with their... Yeah, they're assaulting the colony now. To be expected. I'll be fine. How many of them have left? 71. I think we'll send all our colonists back to work, I think. That's enough of that, everyone. We're going to put you on hold fire. We're going to reload all of those. And once they're all reloaded, we'll get them back to work. Christ. Okay, a few of these, though, are still alive. And maybe while they're gone, we can sneakily nip out and maybe grab a few. Might be an idea. I mean, more people the merrier, right? I've just been checking their mental state and they're fleeing in panic. I think they're running off the edge of the map. Yep, they're all running away. The entire attack is broken and we didn't even have to engage them at all. Yay? Not going to argue about that. That's just, yeah, that's perfect. At the same time, though, I do want to... I've got this weird thing up here. This is very odd. I've never seen this happen before, but there's actually more than one injured person on here. There's Rick, there's Gilma, and there's Sakura. Yeah, so there's actually 3 injured people on that one spot. Just odd. I've never seen that before where you've ended up with multiple injured people landing on the one spot. Normally they separate into multiple groups. I'm going to try and capture a few. We've got someone coming down here to... Here we go, yeah. Come on is going to come down here and maybe we can get a psychic shock lance and maybe zap 1 people or 2. I would like some more prisoners, and the ones we've got down here they're all pretty terrible, to be honest. Even all the prisoners I got a good look at, they're just, yeah, pretty weak sauce. Psychically hypersensitive, I want to avoid those now. Just on the grounds that they're just not useful. Every time we get one of those psychic hits, and we're getting a lot of them, they just cause problems. Yes, psychically hypersensitive, fast learner Gourmand. Where's the other ones? Great, won't give me the rest of them. This one. So, psychopathic brawler, but yeah, I don't want any more brawlers. What? Maybe we could take them at 2 hours to live. Yeah, most of these only have about 2 hours to live due to the fact that they've just been shredded by mortar fire. Hopefully I can get it and at least strip some of the corpses. Let's have a quick look, though. Maybe there's 1 or 2 that are worth capturing. First person we're going to zap is Nails here. They're not great by any means, but careful shooter, psychopath, tough. They've got mining. We're going to stick them into a bunch of mining. We're going to need a lot of miners as we try and level up at the end here. Let's see. They're down health-wise. Psychic shock. Excellent, but we didn't actually kill them. Next up, Vicky Vincent. Now, this is going to be an odd choice. They're a slow learner, which is normally an absolute no-no. Minus 75 global learning speed, they'll suck at learning anything. But we don't care. They've got plus 10 shooting, which is all I really want out of a base pawn. Just 10 shooting so they can hold the line, and we'll just turn them into a cleaner. They can go around cleaning the place up, assuming they don't get brain damage from this psychic shock. Their brain's fine. They'll be okay. They were the only two I thought that were worth capturing. The rest of them are just so bad. Oh, can't do firefighting. Only has one. They've got some good traits. It's just most of the rest of them are industrious gourmand. I don't want any more gourmands, especially being incapable of so many other things. There's just slothful, pyromaniac, masochist, ugly. No, still not worth it. We've got we'll take those two in and we'll let that attack roll us by. That was nice. I will admit, being able to kill all of those without much effort, so simple. Thank God for mortars. And 120 packaged survival meals, 9 components and a bunch of shells. Also, how many of these? A lot of Doomsday rocket launchers. I will take it. This was bio-coded. Damn you, bio-coded. I will take it. Let's skip this forward until we've cleaned up all this mess, shall we? Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to join in holy matrimony, Pushwarg the Hard, and Chan the... someone I never got around to naming properly. Polo Chan. In this vomit-filled recreational room. Anyway, that is going to give us a nice big mood boost. Who's going to major break risk? Tyler. Well, yeah, Tyler's having a bad week. They were one of our first new recruits, and yeah, a bunch of their friends died in previous raids. If they have a psychotic break, though, luckily they're surrounded by a lot of people. And there's Hoppy Hawk, being late for everything. Well, her name is Hoppy, I suppose. But that's fine. Oh, and yeah, I think that's pretty much the entire colony here. This is going to give us some options. The reason being, attending a marriage ceremony gives a nice big mood boost. What's everyone got? Attended a wedding plus 20 morale, 20 mood for 10 days. You know what this means? Time for some war crimes. Oh, hell yeah. There's something I've been wanting to try for a while, but now that is the dogs coming to the ceremony as well? You know what? We're going to go and try some war crimes. Yes. We had just managed to finish this up and we're about to get stuck into some war crimes when another wedding happened. So it's Hippo and Mole have now been married, which, yeah, okay, second wedding. I don't know if that doubles. Oh my God. Plus 35 more mood for everyone. People are going to start getting a lot of, what are those things? Frenzies, build frenzies, inspirations, all that stuff. Time to start cranking out some high-quality weapons. I'm thinking charge rifles. The moment someone gets a frenzy, we're going to start churning out charge rifles. Lots of them. In fact, I may want to get some more fabrication benches up and running. I've already got one queued up for over here. I'm thinking 2, 4, 6 high-tech fabrication benches, and we can churn out an awful lot of charge rifles during this uptime. But first on to some war crimes. The war crimes we're going to be doing is, well, we're going to butcher up people for their skin. Now, before you say that's a bad thing, it's just a game mechanic we're using. All we're doing is we're going to chop them up and we can use them to make kibble, and we can use the skin to sell off for an awful lot of cash. Now, normally, this would be a very difficult thing to achieve because every time when you butcher a human, it gives a -6 mood debuff to your entire colony. However, if you do it once, you get a -6. If you do it 100 times, you still get -6. So if you're going to do one, you might as well do a lot. However, it does last for about 6 days. So this wedding is the perfect opportunity to do it. At the same time, the person who does the butchering gets a massive mood penalty for, I think it stacks 3 to 5 times. 1 second. According to the wiki, the mood penalty stacks up to 4 times. For the person doing the butchering, they get -6. It can stack up to 4 times at about a 75% multiplier. So 6, 6, 12, probably about -18. However, there's a few nullifying traits if they have psychopath, bloodlust, or cannibal. Which means, say, Hippo here, who happens to have bloodlust, if they operate the bench, which, I'll check here, I've got a butcher creature, butcher human-like corpses by Hippo. Hippo's the only one who's allowed to operate it, and they will butcher human corpses at this bench, which is just beautiful. Oh, and I forgot to set the radius on that. Let's get that down a bit. We don't have to take anyone but the locals. And then we can butcher up all these people, and boom, we should be good to go. Did I? Oh, also I queued up some corpse stripping. That marine armor is tainted. I'm collecting some of the tainted armor because our bloodlust people and our bloodlust people can wear that armor and not care about it. I've really got to be more careful about making sure I capture and use all of the armor that we acquire from these raids, because it it cuts down on the amount we have to spend. I want to equip every single one of my pawns with marina helmets. Marina helmets cost 40 plasteel. 40 pawns, 40 plasteel a piece. So 400 for 10, 1,600 plasteel just to give everyone helmets. And those helmets degrade, so I have to keep replacing them. Yeah, I need to get into some hardcore plasteel harvesting. Anyway, where is Hippo? We're going to get them butchering up. And I want to get all of these butchered really quickly and, yeah, get on with our day. And there goes Hippo, butchering away. What's this called? Human leather. Oh, the clothing actually comes off them. That is annoying. And where did Hippo go? You know what? We're just going to let Hippo do this all day long. I may have to actually drug him up just to keep them going all day. We're going to butcher all of these in one fell swoop. Just look at Hippo go. That is... all the amount of tainted clothing coming off of this. And the amount of meat. How much human... oh, God. Yep. We're definitely in war crime territory. But... wait, no. I've got no other butts that I can put onto this. On the bright side, now that the corpses are all chopped up, they won't give a negative moodlet debuff to our people. Well, once they're all chopped up, and our dogs will have so much meat to eat. Let's check the rest of our colony. Say we check steroid over here and check their needs. You'll see that we butchered human like of -6, and that will expire in 6 days. The wedding will helpfully counteract that the whole way through. And if we check Hippo here, they've got, yeah, they haven't cared even a little bit. Wait, wants to sleep with Mole? Damn it. Okay, I need to do some bed rearranging. And that's the last of the corpses chopped up. I've set the kibble to allow human meat, though I have made some minor mistakes, and now this area is getting chock-a-block full of the stuff. I may have to make a little few changes to our kitchen area here so that human meat doesn't end up in this section. It doesn't disturb the colonists to walk by it, but it's no use for my cooking efficiency having that stuff lying about the place. One new thing that's cropped up, and one thing that's very helpful, is the electric smelter can now smelt apparel. And what that means is you can now smelt things like, say, a flak jacket. And when you take it to the electric smelter and you chop up a flak jacket, you get the material back. You get not just the cloth, well, not just the steel, you also get the cloth back. So you could kind of farm cloth from raiders. Here's a flak vest, which we can also scrap up for steel, and flak pants for material and steel. I really want to see what happens if I think you can smelt up tinted marine armor. You know what? Let's grab some. Let's make a build for marine armor and scrap some of that. What is a good marine helmet doing there? That should not be there. One moment. That's just a freshly made piece of armor. That's fine. That was actually just finished being constructed by the fabrication bench. That's why that's there. Never mind. What I'm going to do is get my hands on a piece of marine armor, though, and see if we can get a... To the way for marine armor, when it eventually degrades down to 51%, you say, well, it's time for it to go. You can sell it off, but maybe now maybe we can smelt it. So let's just create a build for that, shall we? Not destroy. We want to smelt apparel. We're just going to make this one entirely dedicated towards smelting marine armor that goes down below a certain level. So marine helmets, recon marine armor, recon armor, all 4 of those should produce plasteel. We're also going to drop it on the floor. We don't want anyone running that around with it. And then we're going to clean or tainted, yes. Any quality, yes. Hit points, 51% or lower. That means only 51% or lower will be grabbed. At the same time, I'm going to leave the radius in this unlimited. I kind of want them to pull it from everywhere across the map. Just for now. I'll probably come up with something a little bit less drastic later on, but for the time being, let's see if this works. Vex, you know what? I want you to just prioritize the crap out of that, and hopefully we'll get to see what happens when marine armor gets destroyed. Oh my god, so many tainted flak vests and simple helmets. We could get an enormous amount of steel out of this. So as you can see, we're getting some of our plasteel back. We got 10 from that helmet, so we're getting about 25% of our plasteel back. This is great. This means we can recycle old armor to make new armor, which is better than just selling it off. Unfortunately, we don't seem to get any components, but we did get some uranium. You know what? I'm going to call that a bonus. Mad donkey. Oh, seriously. Oh, there's a bunch of donkeys on the map. I kind of want to tame up donkeys. The reason being I want to see if they're a suitable replacement for my muffalo. So we'll tame up all of those. But are they... Oh, they're all males. You know what? I don't care. I need them for transport anyway. All the rest of the things on this map can all get shot. Oh, we have a new recruit, Petra. Let's see. Petra here is, well, not the best. I'm going to set them up for crafting. They're a quick sleeper and a hard worker. So I've set them up for hunting and crafting. We don't care about their animals. They're a quick sleeper and a hard worker, so that extra bonus and the fact that they barely sleep for anything will make them pretty useful. Though for the time being, I want them doing some hunting so that we can up their shooting skill. Everyone in this colony gets up to shooting 10. Let's skip this forward a bit, but everything's going disturbingly well. I think Randy heard me talking. Sensory mechanic nights for all. Well, not everyone, but an awful lot of people. At the same time, I've run out of space in my storage areas. Mainly because of all these stupid hats I've made, I decided to make a bunch of cowboy hats. Human skin cowboy hats. We've got 66 of them. I decided to turn the human skin into something we could sell off. At the same time, I didn't want to make it anything my people could wear. There's a few quirks of the game you can use here. For example, Hippo has bloodlust. And if you have a pawn with bloodlust, I think it's only pawns with bloodlust, they get a bonus from wearing clothing made out of human flesh. As in, they get a mood boost. Your mood will get increased. However, we don't really care about that. We only have one bloodlust pawn of all of them, and it's really hard to automate the process of them wearing human clothing. One possible thing you could do is you could say, make t-shirts out of human clothing and then only allow Hippo to wear t-shirts. But then it gets really confusing. What if other t-shirts show up? They might end up just wearing a normal t-shirt or a t-shirt that has sin thread that you find along the way. It's not worth it. Unless you're running a colony that's all bloodlust or you've got a small colony you're micromanaging, but for something this size, a colony this size, not really worth the time and effort you're going to have to put in. It'd just be way too micromanagement intensive. I could, of course, force them to wear human skin clothing, but then I'd have to keep an eye for when it wore out and then to get them to change. I'm not willing to put in that much time and effort. Another thing that came up that was a minor inconvenience, I stopped making food for some reason. There was no more fine meals being created. I realized what had happened. The new meats, they weren't automatically ticked. So what the hell do you call those things? The guinea pig meat, all that stuff was not being used to cook up meals. Eventually, I got a backlog of meat that just was not designed to be used, and I had to rejig all of my cooking. But now we're finally getting meal production up and running again. At the same time, I'm going to have to get rid of all this human meat. It's also clogging up the system just a little bit. But I think we'll cut this out here. We have done quite well so far. Our colony is pretty much back on its feet. I have to do up some more fabrication benches. You know what? We'll do another one over there. I'm just going to have these 4 fabrication benches. Their only purpose will be to make components and advanced components. That's all these 4 are going to do. These fabrication benches over here will be involved in the production of the more useful things like legs, arms, that kind of thing. I need to bionic eyes. No, bionic eyes? I need to bionic up all our pawns. We want them being, all bionicked up before we go stomping across the world. At the same time, we have a bunch of these people that we're trying to convert. However, they're pretty tough to convert. The reason being they're pirates, and we don't get on well with pirates because we're a tribal side. But we'll eventually have them. We'll have our 40 pawns. Once we have our 40 pawns, the plan will be to annihilate all the pirates. Now, this side of the world has been pretty much exterminated, but we've got a lot of pirate bases over here and all down here, and all of them have to go. The plan is, once we have 40 pawns, wipe out all the pirates, head over towards here, and then escape the map. We'll see how it works out. We're just going to want to equip everyone and get them done up. But I think so far, it's been a good day. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed, and good luck.